Yay. All right, guys. Oh my gosh, thank you guys all for jumping on tonight. I'm so excited for our Wednesday night team Zoom. And Sarah, I hope you don't mind. We added a couple extra team members from other teams that I've been loving on lately, and they're under you too. So yeah, we just I want to fill up our.
Good at that. You guys, you make me look good because you're like, here, I'll just get us all together. It's fine. So yeah, please, the more of us, the merrier. That's why I love the group page that we made for conference, One Crew. I mean, that's really what we are. We're one. We might be all these different legs, but at the end of the day, we all come down to one. And that's where the one team, one mission comes into play. So I love it, Jodi.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I just think, the more the merrier, like you said, and if everybody can benefit from hearing the hoorah we'd like to talk about. So we haven't heard from Sarah yet this year, so I'm really excited. You guys have all heard me get you pumped up for 2017 and talk about how we are so glad that 2016 is over and we're ready for 2017. I've been listening to Joel Osteen's Breakout, and oh my gosh, I'm like, my heart just races when I listen to it, because he talks about being prepared for not just a trickle or a stream, but a flood, just a flood of amazing opportunities that are going to come into our lives, and that we have to expect it, not just to hope, not just to wish. We always say we hope 2017 is better than 2016, but you can't just hope. You have to have a plan, right? And you can't, like Sarah always says, you can't just have good intentions. You have to be intentional. So we're going to talk a little bit about all that tonight. We're going to talk about what it takes to explode in 2017. I truly believe this is our year of just so much amazingness, the flood of just so much goodness. And I was thinking the other day when I was actually driving, listening to Joel Osteen, and he talks about how God at any given moment can totally turn your life around. Like, he can take something that would take 30 years and it can happen like that. And I was thinking, yeah, so like tomorrow he could put the 5 people in my life who are going to take me all the way to Ambassador Diamond, like he can do that. He has the power to do that. And so like he took 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, is that what it was, and fed 5,000? But he can do that for us. He can totally turn things around, but we have to expect it. But we also have to have a plan in play.
Yeah. And if to piggyback off you, you have to be willing to give him what you have.
Exactly.
This is what I have. This is what I'm working with. I'm giving you everything I have. And that's when the gifts are multiplied. We have to dig the trenches.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm going to let you take it away, Sarah. Talk to us about this year, what we should be doing, what we can expect, how you feel about conference, and just give us all kinds of good juju.
So many things. I'm so glad to say goodbye to 2016. It was an incredible year of growth. In so many levels, relationships and business, and just the dynamics. I feel like gears shifted. And about 2 months ago in the top 100, I would tell you, in the ambassador groups more exclusively. So there's about 162 people in the ambassador groups. Usually there's spouses in there too. So that's still to give you an idea of how young we really are. There's still really only just this small group of us as ambassadors. And I think there's 2 in Canada, and 2 in Canada, 1 in France. So we're just getting there to expanding the ambassadors into the international markets. But anyways, about 2 months ago, this shift in energy, this shift in what we all were seeing, this shift in how we were all feeling, it just kind of happened. And we all started kind of talking like, oh, you guys, you feel this? Like, I think 2017, I'm starting to get really excited. This is going to be crazy. Things are going to get out of control. And I know we just went through what seemed like a firestorm of a year, but I feel good. I'm excited. This is a good group. Let's rock with this. And then right before the new year, right before the ball dropped, I think started foaming at the mouth. Like, oh my God, it's here. And I used to say there's this impending sense of boom, but right now, like, you can feel the rumble. I feel like it's here. It's on us. You know, when you get a big storm and you can hear that thunder rolling and you know that it's just going to be right on top of you in a second and go crack. that's exactly where we're at. We're in that beautiful, the eye of the storm where things are just about to go crazy. Introducing the new shake, you guys, it's something so simple, is so revolutionary, and gives us such an incredible position in the market, having the price point that we do, having it being plant-based, 15 grams of protein, less than, it comes out to $1.65 a day. Blows my mind that puts us on that level. And yet here we are still with a first to market product that has no competition. We're still leading the market as far as our industry and growth. And the more time that I get to spend with Pam Sauter, I'm very blessed to live right down the road and have become close friends over the 7 years that I've been in business now. The bigger I realize their vision really is, that my brain still has a hard time seeing like 10 years out. I'm 7 years in, I can see another couple years, but when I started, I couldn't see 10 years. You know, I could see 5, I couldn't see 10. And now that I've been, just getting closer to Pam, hearing their 25-year plan, hearing what they see to be the vision with this company, I've really realized that we really are just getting started. Sometimes you can be out in the field and you could be doing the same thing and taking, building a new team and signing new ones here and new ones there. And you kind of start going with the motions, and you get seasoned. You feel like you've been in the game for a while, but the longer I hang out with them, the more I realize like we're really still baby ducks in a big pond, and their goal is to not just be a company, to be the company. And we are already well beyond on our way with the credibility that we have under our belt, still being a debt-free company, a Christian-based company, first-to-market product, these amazing products that more and more people are starting to fall in love with. We're staying innovative and fresh. I'm just, long story short, because I could talk to you for an hour and a half like that, is I have fallen in love with my business, and more so passionately than I was the day that I started. I had no idea what I was getting into. And I think even now, 7 years in, I still don't have any idea or haven't really fully grasped what's capable. And it's exciting. So 2017 Jodi Conference is on us. And Mark has said it over and over and over again. Everything that you do right now counts. He said it like 3 or 4 times on that live video that he did. And that leads me to believe that everything that we do right now really counts. Like, he's not just saying it, he repeated himself, and everything is well thought out and well executed with it work. So I think every new loyal customer that you sign from now until conference is going to give you the advantage. I think every new distributor that you sign from now until conference is going to bring you the advantage. Every wrap party that you have. And so I say we, like my little collective unit, we've decided that this is going to be the biggest year we've ever seen, that we're going to outdo ourselves. We're going to stay focused on our bucket and loving on each other and connecting and keeping our community and friendships alive, because the one thing we've noticed over the years is some of these teams can grow really, 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 really fast. I'm talking like social media rock stars that sign just numbers that I'm still like, what, how, what are they doing? That's crazy. At the end of the day, Jodi, we've always looked at each other and we've been like, we're doing it right. We're doing it right. We have amazing people, amazing heart. And so I think it's going to be unlike anything we've ever seen. I mean, 7 floors, 8 floors of stacked distributors on distributors on distributors. This is a moment that we've been talking about since my first conference back in 2010, when we were a room of 500 people. Like, just think about that for a second. 2010, so 7 years, we went from a room of 500 people to a smaller but awesomely huge hockey arena. Now think about like 5 years from now. I want you guys to picture this. And if you've never been able to visualize how crazy this is, you can go here with me, because I haven't been able to see this either. It's the biggest amphitheater that you've ever seen. I'm talking talking floor to ceiling LED lights, all video all around you, and just this sea. We're up on the top row right now, guys. We're looking out, just this sea of black, green, and bling, all these different countries. And I see like international really exploding, and we have team and country sections at our events, like where you can look out and see the Aussies all jumping up and down, and see the UK all jumping out. I think it's just going to be bigger. I don't know. I'm excited. If you can't tell, I'm in love with It Works, and I don't care who knows it.
The reason we can have that vision is because every single year it just gets so much bigger, and it like blows my mind every year how much bigger it gets. How many people were in when you came in to the business? How many distributors? Do you remember?
No, but I can tell you our ID numbers are 6105255 is mine.
Okay.
Every time I call customer service, they're like, "You're missing numbers." I'm like, "Nope."
No. You have 6 numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where mine is too.
I think that's where they started.
Yeah, we had 17,000 distributors in 2000. I signed in December 2011, and there were only 17,000. So
isn't that crazy?
Look how much we've grown since then.
How much we've grown and how much further we really have to go. I think we're just starting out in the markets that are the trend of natural health and wealth is not going anywhere but up. The more educated that people become about what they're putting into their bodies, the more people want what we have. The more people that try the product, the more people that want what we have. So this is just that snowball effect. And I think 2017 is really going to be that defining year where it's anybody's court at this point. Like, we're seeing things done today that took 3, 4, 5 years to do. It just, God can take away and God can give, just like you said, and so fast, a river flowing for sure. It's just,
and I think it's so crucial right now. Like, if you guys should be growing, exploding, signing like crazy right now, because this is the prime time to just be running with your business with all these New Year's resolutions and our weight loss challenges and just people wanting to get healthy. I mean, if you are not growing, you are not talking to enough people, you are not sharing it enough, and you can't just rely on social media unless you know it in and out and how to work it and how to, like they said, I think it's down to like 2 or 3% of our people are seeing our posts. So you can't just rely on a post and say, gosh, I've been posting, nonstop and I'm not getting any business. Well, you can't just grow that way. You definitely have to be reaching out to people. Sarah, what are the musts? Like, what must we do? We talked about taking need out of the equation, because need feels like desperation. But what are the things that we must be doing right now to grow and explode right now in this year?
Well, so I know you guys are really digging deep into GoPro, which is awesome, because the 7 skills that you really need to learn are in there. And take this year and pick 2. Pick 2 and make them your 2. Become the boss. You know what I mean? Just go balls to the wall, so to speak, and become the master at those 2 things. Maybe it's confidence, maybe it's communication, maybe it's networking. Pick the 2 that feel good in your head and your heart and run with it. The musts for the business, you guys know, are pretty simple. And they're going to be different for all of us. Must for me is complete the steps to success. There's no question to that one. It's the steps to success. They're not the steps to kind of try and, like you need to do your steps to success if you want to advance in this company. And you need to figure out what way works best for you to do that every single month. Now, Melody McFarland, number 5 income earner. She's been with the company for like a decade now. She is a rap girl. She'll tell you, rap cash is king. Look at how I bought my car. Rap parties are where it's at. I can't remember which one of you was talking earlier, but you said, I'm awesome at the raps. It's just turning it around and getting the LC. So we need to make sure, I hate saying obtaining that LC. So we can touch base on that. But Melody, that's how she did it. And then there are the new young guns who can pull magic hoops on social media. Myself, I'm like an all the things. I've got my gear on when I'm going out. I've got a sticker on my car. I've got Blitz cards in my purse. I'm saying it intentionally. Okay, tomorrow I've got to go to the grocery store. I'm going to take 5 Blitz cards. I'm going to stop by customer service. I'm going to talk to the girls, see if they want to come to my wrap party on Wednesday. And then I have to stop and I'm going to go get my oil changed down the road. There's that little boutique that I can walk across the street while my oil's getting changed. And I can go and talk to the girl at the counter and check out and see if they have anything cute in the store. They're like, I'm being intentional with the time of my day. So that's going to be different for all of you. When I stop at a cafe or a restaurant, I'm constantly on the lookout for networking, anything. Are there posters on the wall that say of an event coming up at that restaurant? Is there something in the bathroom on the back of the door that, text to get into this club? Be careful what kind of bathroom backdoor clubs you're trying to get into. I don't know why I went there, but you know what I'm saying? They always have little cute cafes. Will have a little table set up and business cards. Just today, what was I carrying? Going to meet my midwife.
Oh, I can't wait to talk to you about that.
So excited. Oh, I don't have it. Okay. I thought it was in my little purse. I had my big purse, all the purses. I'm not going to dig through. I grabbed 3 cards. One was a prenatal nutritionist, and I was like, awesome. I want to talk to her. She's healthy. I'm healthy. I want to know more about healthy. We can learn from each other. She's prenatal, so it's relevant to me right now. So maybe you're in I'll go really crazy. They're right down the road is an equestrian community. So if I were into equestrian, maybe I would have grabbed the card on the table that had to do with horses. But stop at that table and look and see. And my question is always, does it reason with my head and my heart? If it reasons with my head and my heart and I look at that card and it makes me feel good, there's something about that person. That's when I listen and be led. And that's when I let faith take over. And I might be so, sweaty palms and nervous messaging them. I usually come home and I'll find them on Facebook and I just say, hey, Jodi, I was at the Panera down the road and I found your business card. I'm also a small business owner in the area. I'm always looking to network. I sent you a friend's request. Do you know of any events going on locally, or do you go to any networking meetings, or what are some of the things that you do as a real estate agent to get out and build your clientele? And I just ask questions about them. I'm naturally curious. So that's a must for me. When I stop at those little cafes, that's a must. I mean, I don't question it. I don't go, well, am I going to go pick up any cards today? No, I must go. I must see if anything reasons with my head and my heart. I must grab that, and I must message them. That's me being faithful right there, because I was led to that coffee shop on that day at that exact moment and with that thought in my mind. Now, that's a habit that I had to put into play, and an action that I had to learn how to make a habit. So you might have to go out of your way to say, okay, I'm going to stop at Panera today and check the table, or I'm going to go to the little restaurant down the road. And for me this year, beginning of the year, I'm like all the things, right? So I'm actively looking to set up 3 register to win boxes for the beginning of the year. New Year's resolutions, like Jodi said, everybody's on it. So I found a little gift shop down the road that will let me do it. I'm going to talk to Josh's hairstylist, see if she will, and just see if, a month, if I can put a lead box up. And then if it goes well, we'll see what we can make come of it from there. So another must for me is social media. I've got to post on Facebook. I need to post about things that my audience and the people that I've connected with over the years would want to see and be engaged with. What's important to them? What matters? What matters to me? What can I easily write about and feel passionate about and good about? Again, does it reason with my head and my heart? Copying corporate status and posting it to my wall does not reason with my head and my heart. For me, it makes me go, they're going to say, ew. They're not going to feel personal love from that. Yeah. But I know I can put a picture of my belly bump and some stretch mark cream and nobody's going to be mad about that,
And I loved what you said. I loved what you said about, find 3 things that are good with your head and your heart, that represent you and who you are, and just be you. And I wrote down, faith, family, and business, because those are 3 things that is what I am all about. And then I started
faith, family, business.
Yeah. And then I started looking back and I'm like, that is pretty much what people know me for. Those are what I post about, and that's what people know me for. And so, like you said, be good at who you are or what you're good at. Do that, do more of it, and post about it.
And be you. In the beginning, I was exactly who I was. I was a having a lot of fun in my life. I was the chick with brass knuckles tattooed on her side. I still am. I was posting funny memes, but and sometimes hot topics to get people conversating on my wall. But that was who I was in that season of life. As long as it's on the positive ethical influence of other side of the fence, I think you're in a good place and it's easy to share. For me, I have a pattern. My wall is love, business, baby, something I love. Whether it's one of our products, whether it's another product that I fell in love with, a service, a person, anything, a video that makes me feel good, something that makes other people feel loved. Business, I always want to touch on business every single day, whether that's a post that I'm putting up about being able to go in the middle of a Wednesday to meet my midwife with my husband, because both of us are full-time and can do whatever the heck we want. We work at home, so why not have our baby at home? Like, it makes sense. Or posting the average income chart and saying, which one of these numbers would really work for you? The reason I think you should pick me is because blah, 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 blah. Those are all musts. If something is a must for you, you can change it. You can change anything if something's a must. If this is just a let's see or I'll try, it's going to be a lot harder to make those big changes in life, to have that residual income, to have that freedom. You've got to be willing to fight for it. And the musts for me, another must is spending my time in the morning, personal development, taking that first hour of the day to myself, to drink my coffee, read my book, catch up on some journaling. That's a must. So if going and getting your nails done on a Wednesday is a must, write it down. It's a must. Business-wise, it's really easy. Wrap parties are a must. Networking is a must. Filling your bucket and learning something about one of the 7 skills or something that's going to better you and help you grow as a person. Because there have been times in business where I might not have been learning about, how to handle objections, but I definitely was learning about how to listen and be a better communicator, or to get over and something that was holding me back, Those are all my musts. Right now, 3 wrap parties a month minimum for me is a must. So that means in order to do that, I break it down even smaller. In order to do that, how am I going to meet the people to have those wrap parties? What do I like to do that could get me out into the world meeting people or onto social media meeting people? Because you can build really great relationships on social media. You just, again, have to be intentional. I wake up and I say, okay, I'm going to spend 30 minutes in my new mommy group talking to them about them. Crazy thing is, if you become interested in people, they naturally become interested in you. And just with a little bit of interest, you're going to know right away if you're interested or not. Because there have been a couple of times where I thought this was going to be a cool chick. Literally, this just happened to me the other day. And then here, come to find out, she's an escort in New Zealand. And I was like, oh. She's like, well, when you come to New Zealand, we can hang out. And I was like, yeah. End of conversation. No judgment, but not my people, not my crowd, And so I choose to make relationships with people who are looking for something. What do they want? Why do they want it? And how can I help them? Do I have anything that can help them? Or outside of me, is there anyone that I'm connected to that has something that can help them? It might not be joining my business. It might be this person's really struggling with, this aspect of being a parent. And I'm going to talk to Jodi and see what Jodi says, because she's got 6 beautiful children. I'm going to talk to Jen and see what Jen says, because she has 4. I'll try to solve somebody's, not problem, but, bring value to the table. That's a must for me. I like to feel like I'm giving value, whether it's to you guys or to my prospects. So all the different musts, I must do an event at least once a month. It's the easiest place to go. Stand behind a table or in front of a table for a couple of hours. Make some new friends. You can network the crap out of the rooms, and you have permission to do it because you paid to be there. And it's an awesome way to have 100 new people in your little box registering to win Ultimate Body Makeover right now. Wrap, whatever you want to do for the Ultimate Body Makeover. So I don't know, Jodi, if I think musts outside of the business, like for me, those are all very self-explanatory. Maybe you got some new ideas on what you're going to do. If you're like, I still don't know what the hell I'm going to do. I know I need to be posting about this, but I don't know. Think about, what do you want? What do you want? Who do you want to be known for? What do you love? What moves you? What makes you cry because it's so beautiful or it's so devastatingly terrible that it makes you want to do something about it? What fills you with joy? You know, what do you feel good doing? It's not this crazy concept, but for me, when I started with It Works, that was really, I guess, the first time that I got to think about that in a long time. When that paycheck finally showed up and I knew, okay, this is what I can do. Suddenly, you guys, when you don't have to clock in, when you don't have to worry about how your bills are going to be paid, when you have freedom, true freedom, the biggest problem that you have is, what do you want to do? And the sooner you can figure it out, the sooner you know who you are and where you want to go, the sooner you're going to get there. And write down 3 things. Find 3 things that you love. What can you do around those 3 things that will help grow your business, that you can feel good about and be intentional about? And then the rest of it is just the daily grind. You've got to just do the things that it takes. Stop and talk to customer service. Put a smile on your face and make conversation with the cashier. Be who you want to be surrounded with. Don't just be the awesome version of you when you're on our Zooms or you come to conference. This is you. You're allowed to feel good. And sometimes it's a challenge to feel good around a lot of other people who don't feel so good. But if you could just be the light, you'll be so surprised at how many people want what you have. And it's just simply happiness, feeling good. So musts outside of business, I would say you must make a decision. It's the beginning of 2017. I know more than one of you ended last year wanting to be somewhere else, wanting life to be a little different, wishing you would have done a little bit more. We're not going to carry in any of the guilt, any of the shame, any of the I shoulda, woulda, coulda, because that does not serve you. We've left that crap behind. You're done self-sabotaging. That was 2016. She cannot sit with us. Let her go. Let him go and just decide today, who do I want to be in this next season of life? What are some steps that I can take to start getting there? And what's going to stop me? Be honest with yourself. For me, what's going to stop me is when I fall out of habit, I fall out of habit. I notice I do it with the smallest things, and it drives me crazy. So one of the things I'm vowing to work on this year is congruency, doing what I say I'm going to do. If I write it down in my planner that I'm going to have a call with this person at this time, well, I'm going to have a call with this person at this time because I'm tired of letting myself down. And it's in those little daily things. See, when you say, I'm going to blitz somebody at the grocery store, and then you don't because you allow fear to get in your way, or you make some sad, sorry excuse that keeps you from stopping, that's when you start self-sabotaging your confidence. What little confidence you had goes out the window because now you didn't do what you said you were going to do, and it just becomes this wicked web. So that's my bad habit, and one of the things that I said I was going to focus on. The decision comes down to, what do you want? If it is more time, more money, better health, or all 3, and don't sit here and tell me it's to help other people. Yes, it's to help other people and it's to make money. Because at the end of the day, it's to help other people, but we got to pay the bills. And for you to help other people to the level that your heart wants to help other people, you've got to take care of you first. One of my mentors told me the most selfish thing that you could ever do is give it all away. And at the end of the day, have nothing left for you. Because at the end of the day, whether that's your energy, whether that's your money, no matter what that is, whatever giving it all away is, for me it would be, I would get on the phone, I would talk to my team, and I would give everything to them. And then at the end of the day, I wasn't putting into play the things that I needed to do to keep my business growing because I was tired. I was checked out, right? I wasn't keeping my bucket full. So then this thing started happening where I wasn't leading by example. And then I'm not leading by example. And then guess what else happens? Then the team starts seeing I'm not leading by example. And if she's not leading by example, I have to lead by example because it totally worked out for her. So it's going to work out for me. And then it's just this wicked web.
Right.
Make the decision, take the island, burn the boats. And if the boat doesn't freaking come up and dock at you, swim out to it. And I'll tell you, it is shark infested water. You've got to avoid the self-limiting beliefs. You've got to avoid the naysayers and the negative energy suckers, and just make the decision to set the standard for yourself and say, this is what 2017 is going to be. So ifs, ands, or buts.
Sarah, I want to share some things that I have done in the last month or two that have really been like game changers for me. Somebody's not muted. I don't know who it is. I was a month in to my injury, and I was on the varsity crew, and I saw Ashley Sinclair do a video, and she talked about, are you working your business at a level 3 or 4 for 10 to 12 hours a day? And I realized I was a month into my injury, couldn't get off the couch, and I'm like, what in the hell have I done for the last month? Like, I haven't done a complete self-development book. I haven't signed anybody. What am I doing? And so I realized that that's what I was doing. I was getting caught at scrolling on Facebook, and you all know what I'm talking about because it's so easy to happen. So what I did is I started like literally setting an alarm for 2 hours. And for that 2 hours, I worked like crazy on my business. I contacted people nonstop, or, I was messaging people, calling people. And I soon realized that those 2 hours that I was working, I was doing so much more for my business than a 10 to 12 hour day where you get caught scrolling on Facebook. So that's something I was doing. I started contacting all loyal customers. I have signed over 400 and some loyal customers in the last 5 years. And of course, like, that's a lot of people to keep track of. So what I did is I started reaching out to all of them saying, oh my gosh, Happy New Year. I just wanted to see how I could help you in the new year with your health goals and remind you of your loyal customer program. Do you know almost every one of them who were like from 4 and 5 years ago were like, you mean I still get your cost? Like, they forgot. It's been so long. Yeah. I signed 5. I relaunched, what do you say? Got 5 people in a couple days reordering, and all the orders were between $200 and $500. 5 people. Just because I contacted them, wished them a Happy New Year, and asked them if I could help them with their health goals for the new year, and told them, I just wanted to remind you that you're still a loyal customer of mine. I wanted to thank you for being part of my 5-year journey, and what can I help you with this year? And all of them placed like huge orders. That was just 5 people in a couple days. And I literally, you guys, when you have such a big why and you're focused on it, you just have to say, you know what? Some will, some won't. Who the hell cares? If they don't, who cares? And just move on. If they don't want your Blitz card, who cares? Go on to the next one. Because if your why is big enough and you're focused enough, I think that's huge. And somebody on this Zoom reminded me the other day of my talk with Pam Souter at your retreat last year, when I was like so worried about being selfish about wanting more. And, she said, Jodi, why wouldn't you want more so you can give more? And when I was explaining that to this person who was in the same feeling that I was, it reminded me how much I want to give with this business. And I can't give unless if I'm, fulfilling our needs and have that surplus to be able to give. And so I want that. Like, that's so on my dream board, and I want to give more. And so it's been making me like really focus on working harder and smarter in those 2 and 3 hour punch times to get more accomplished. And so, I think a lot of us feel stagnant. We feel stuck, but how intentional are you being? I love when you were talking about being intentional, because really we have good intentions, but at the end of a 10-hour day, when we look back, how much do we really get done? Because were we truly intentional with our time?
Well, if you could be say, I'm going to do something for my business today. I'm going to do something for my business today. I'm going to do something for my business today. What the hell is something? What are you going to do? Because then, the kids are going to start screaming. Dog's going to puke on the floor. You're going to have a flat tire. Crazy things are going to get in the way. And at the end of the day, you're going to go, well, I'll do something for my business tomorrow. I'll do something for my business tomorrow. I'll do something for it. What is something? What are the musts? Make it happen. Change is never a matter of ability. It's always a matter of motivation. And the proof is, if I were to ask you, could you sign a loyal customer in the next half hour? And you go, no, there's no way. And then if I held a gun to your head, or worse yet, to your child or something you love, someone you love, and said, now can you sign a loyal customer in the next 30 minutes? How many of you could sign a loyal customer in the next 30 minutes? I know damn well I could sign 10 loyal customers in the next 30 minutes if you got a gun to my man's head or my sister's head or my niece or any of you guys, or like pretty much anybody with a pulse, because I'd be like, I want to save them, you know? Like my head, you know, I could definitely give it my best shot.
Yeah, yeah.
But
you know, something else that just came to mind that I've been doing that's been huge is, you guys, if you have distributors on your team who have quit, guess what? They have a huge line of loyal customers sitting out there with nobody to connect to. You guys, everybody feels stuck, like they're past their warm market. They don't feel like they're getting anywhere on social media. You go in your back office and find a distributor who quit and they have a whole list of loyal customers. You find a way to connect with them and say, listen, you know, Jenny's no longer in the business. I noticed that you're in her organization, which means you're also in mine. My name's Jodi. I've been with the company for 5 years. I'm here to help you with your health goals. I wanted to remind you that you have your loyal customer account still active, and I would love to help you with your health goals. You know, what can I do for you? I have been resurrecting those kind of people too, and creating all these relationships with people I didn't even know, because I'm just reaching out to those people in my organization who no longer have a distributor guiding them. So that's another way to build your business and to connect with people.
I want to touch on a word that you use because it's a firm belief of mine: stuck. I hate that word. It's like snack. I want a snack. No, there's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's no snacks. Stuck. You're not stuck.
Yeah.
You're not stuck. You've decided to stop growing. You've decided to ignore the things that you must be doing. And you're not asking yourself the right questions. And the right question is always, what do I want? Why do I want it? Because if you can build those, if this is the table and you can build those belief pillars on there, why do I want it? Boom, 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 because it's going to offer freedom for my family, because I'm going to be able to raise my children instead of somebody else doing it, because me and my husband are going to be able to go on vacation whenever we want to, because whatever those foundational beliefs are, if you have that, you will move. And success is built on success. So you're hearing all the things right now, right? I told you I'm an all the things type person. You don't get overwhelmed. Take some of the things. Take one of the things. Just do something. Take the things and do something. Success is built on success. The baby doesn't just get up and run when it comes out of the womb, right? Every step when you have that little kid, every step you're like, yay, good job, woohoo, you took half of a step, yay. Even the 15th time they fall down, you're still like, yeah, good job, you did it, you took a step. It's success. Each step is a success. So if you sign a loyal customer, if you get that Blitz card out, even if it fails miserably, if you've learned something, it's a success. If you go, I'm not doing that again, next time I won't ask that question, it's a success. I have really quick, if you want me to, Jodi, my ultimate success formula. We kind of went over it in leadership last year. It's just 5 different things that Tony Robbins actually teaches it, the ultimate success formula. And there is a 10-day freaking 12-hour-a-day course that goes around these steps, so you can expand upon them as you want. If you look up Tony Robbins on YouTube, I'm sure you could even find a video of him talking about the ultimate success formula. But there are 5 things. And I'm going to tell you these 5 things, and then that's your homework. Your homework is you're not going to bed until you talk to at least one more person. And if you're like, I've talked to everyone on my Facebook, which is total BS, I know it is. I know it is. And if you've talked to everyone on your Facebook and you didn't have anyone interested, you need to holler at your girl, because there's something that you're saying or not saying that's just, we just got to just tweak something a little bit. The 5 things. Know your outcome. What do you want? When you close your eyes, whatever you're looking at in your mind, you have to believe it to be real. Pam always told me, you have to go lick the leather. You want to drive a Mercedes, Sarah, you have to go lick the leather. And so what did I do? I literally got the car, went to Mercedes, walked around, picked one, sit in the car, wait until nobody's looking, and just kind of, just real quick. I like took it very literally. We're both driving Mercedes now. Lick the leather, believe it to be real. One of the things you can do just to prove to you how connected your mind and your body is, I just want you to do this really quick activity with me. Just close your eyes. And I want you to think about a big, juicy, bright yellow lemon. And we cut this lemon open, and it is just so juicy you can smell it. It's stinging your nose. Your glands are going off. You can smell this lemon. And now you grab half of that lemon, and you bring it up to your mouth, and you just take a giant bite right into it. How many of you guys can actually feel like your mouth salivating thinking about this lemon? That's how big the mind-body connection is. That's how important making the decision is. That's how important going all in is. Making up your mind. People aren't skeptical. They're scared. It takes courage to take a risk. It takes courage to get your hopes up. So that first homework tonight is, what do you want? Know your outcome. When you close your eyes, what is it that you see? For me, in the beginning, it was I saw being able to pay my rent and still have date money left. That seems huge. Pay my rent, pay my utilities, like be able to pay the lights and the water and still maybe grab a steak. That would be awesome. And then after that, it was like, man, I really could use a new car. I put a new Honda on my dream board, and I put a Mercedes. And every time I walk by that dream board, I'd go, ooh, Mercedes. And I'd be like, the practical side of me would be like, but you're going to start with the small goal and the smaller dream of having the practical Honda. It only makes sense, Sarah. You're driving a Honda now. Just get a newer Honda. It'll still be shiny and fancy. But in my mind, what I felt myself driving was that shiny Mercedes, and something so materialistic, I know, but bear with me on the example. When you close your mind, what do you think of? Then it became, I want to bring Josh home. I want him to be able to stay and do whatever his heart desires. And then it was, not only do I want to be able to pay my rent, but I want to move to Florida. I want to build my dream house. I want to have our first child while we're both stay-at-home families. I want to travel the world. And all of those things are reality for me now. It became real. And because every day I could close my eyes and I knew what I was working for, that decision that I made earlier not to quit, that decision that I made earlier that I must make this business work became a heck of a lot easier because I already had the first steps to success, which was, what do you want? What do you want? The second step is know your reasons why. Why comes first, how comes second. If you know why you're doing this, Jodi and I can break it down into a million different ways to complete the steps to success. If you know why, you'll try a million different ways. And you'll find one that works along the way. That's a Jim Rohn quote, by the way. Know your reasons why. Why comes first, how comes second. If you have a strong enough reason why, you're pulled to make it happen. You don't feel pushed. You don't feel need. You don't feel that that comes with it. You feel like, I feel good. I'm going to do this. You're feeling pulled towards people, things. You're manifesting things, positive things. 3, take massive action. Give the world all you've got until you surpass the goal. Not just hit the goal. You run through the finish line. You never see the sprinters during the Olympics. They don't just stop right there on the finish line. They run through. Take massive action. So now that you know your outcome and you know why you're doing it, so you know what you want, you know why you want it, what kind of steps can I take? We just talked about tons of them. Daily steps that you can take for your business, the musts that you must be doing, but things that you can break down beyond that. Okay, I'm building a house, so I'm decorating right now. So guess who I've been networking with? Decorators. Guess who I'm adding on Pinterest? Other decorators. Guess whose Pinterest I'm specifically finding is attached to their Facebook, going to their Facebook, telling them that I'm following them on Pinterest, and then sending them a friend's request. And I do that with the most random things. Oh my God, you have a Scott Disick board? I thought I was the only loser in America who had a board of his ridiculous things that he says. New best friend on Facebook. have fun with it, but take massive action. Don't just wait. Do something tonight. Get excited. So 4 is know what you're getting, right? If I do this, I'm getting this. And that becomes really easy to do because I know, like Jodi said, okay, my goal is I want to raise, 3 new personally enrolled diamonds this year. I said, awesome. How many rubies is that? Because what is the steps to success? That's a ruby. And she goes, 9. And I was like, there you go. Can you help 9 rubies from now until the end of the year? She goes, yeah, that's easy. And I'm like, there we go. You know what they say? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Same thing with this business. If you're sitting here and you're like, holy F, Sarah, I can't even wrap my head around this stuff. You need to learn a little trick called chunking. I'm not going to teach you about chunking. You can look it up. Tony Robbins goes through it. It's literally where you chunk your day into pieces so that all of you who think you're the busiest people in the world, you've probably got about 4 hours of wasted time. And if you actually take the time to sit down and chunk it out, you'll find those 4 hours. And 4 hours a day is a lot of time at the end of the week that you could be working on your business. Or better yet, maybe you take that 1-2 hours, like Jodi was saying, of going level 10, and then you take the other 2 hours for you to fill your bucket, to feel good about yourself, to do something to better you. So know what you're getting. My outcome when I sat down and did this, and it's still true today, my outcome is black diamond, debt-free, financially free, and we're a full-time family that does not ever have to question how am I going to put food on the table ever again. I've been there. I'm not going back. I must. This is a must for me. I must never worry about that again. And so I know my outcome. So number 5 would be change your approach. It doesn't mean you'll get better. Sometimes you have to get worse first, right? You might try a new approach at talking to people. You might try a new approach at blitzing, and it might not go well the first time. But then you go listen to Eric Worre and you find out about some of the ways that he words things, and then you go, I'm going to try that tomorrow. I'll tell you, this step for me is what took me, I was 2 years banging my head against the wall. I was at Double Dime, which is a beautiful position to be at, more money than I had ever made. But my heart wanted more, I wanted more, but I was just banging my head against the wall. I was listening to How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie while I was getting ready in the morning. I remember I was looking into the mirror at the time, and he said, just go out and try to make somebody's day better. And I was like, that's a really easy concept. And if I make more friends, I always say my job is really just to make friends and then make friends with their friends. So if I make more friends and you want to do business with your friends, then I'm going to do really great at business. So I'm going to work on just making friends. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to work on trying to make someone's day better. And I was going to Panera that day. So here I am at the line at Panera, and I'm like, I'm going to do this, right? I don't want to be like that weirdo. It's just like, hello, I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. And so I order my sandwich, and she checks me out, and I didn't do anything, right? I didn't do anything different. How am I going to do this? I've got to do this before I leave Panera. I've got to make somebody's day better. And so I get down to the end, and there's the woman at the end who, she makes your sandwich, she puts your soup in a cup, and she hands it over to you. She hands it over to me, and I stopped and I said, oh my gosh. She had her name tag on. I don't remember what her name was. Let's say it was Judy. And I was like, oh my gosh, Judy, this is the best Sienna turkey sandwich I've ever seen from here. And she stopped and just kind of smirked at me. I said, how's your day? Or how was your weekend? It was a holiday weekend. I said, how's your Labor Day? And she took her towel out of her apron. She folded it up. She set it on the counter. She brought her elbow over. And she said, wow, I had my grandbabies this weekend, and we were out in the pool. We got one of those little blow-up pools, and we just did this. And she just started yakking away. And I was like, oh my gosh, you have the best personality. I'm always looking for people like you. You're beautiful, I can tell. And I know the line's backing up. This is what I do. If you're ever interested in making some extra money, holler at your girl. And she was like, oh, does it work? Boom, door open. Friends on Facebook, loyal customer for life. All because what? I didn't know that it was going to lead to a blitz. I didn't know. But once I found out that if you can make friends, if you can make somebody's day better, if you can make them smile, if you can make them feel good, all of a sudden they're a little bit more interested to hear whatever you have to say. And so sometimes it's a blitz that it leads to, and sometimes it's just that have a great day. And, you know, it changed me. That number 5, change your approach. I just decided that day, okay, I'm going to try this. And then that changed everything for me, because now I'm really not concerned with passing out the blitz card. I know I'm passing out the blitz card. It's just a matter of, am I going to get my window 5 seconds in, 30 seconds in, 5 minutes in, or is this going to be one of those things where I'm going to have to work on you the entire portion of my meal? You know, it's like you just learn how to change. So, and you just be you. You don't have to be this crazy extrovert like myself. You be you. Be genuine. Be authentic. Be you. There's no box. Not trying to fit you into anything. I just want you to be more of who you are and have more confidence. You should have all the freaking confidence in the world standing in front of this product, standing in front of this company, standing in front of these leaders that you have right here. So now all we need to do is get your confidence in yourself and your worthiness to have your dreams come true and beautiful things that happen. So those are your 5 ultimate success formula questions. Ask yourself, what action do I need to take? And when it's uncomfortable, you guys, when it hurts, it's time to grow. That's your body saying you're done with this. If you're in your current state right now and you're like, this life sucks, it hurts me, doing that is uncomfortable, that's your brain trying to keep you safe. That's your brain trying to keep you alive, right? Remember when I said you're not skeptical, you're scared? It takes courage to take the risk. It takes courage to get your hopes up. It takes courage sometimes to start these little habits that eventually can lead to a multi-million-dollar organization and a lifetime or an income that you never imagined in your lifetime.
And we always say, 80% of your success is belief and mindset. 20% strategy, 80% is belief and mindset. And do you believe you're worth it? I think just knowing that you're worth it and that your family's worth it. And I always tell you guys that God would not have given you this gift if he already didn't give you every single thing it takes to be successful. It's all within you. You just have to believe it and know it and push past the fears. And
listen, it doesn't help. It doesn't happen elsewhere.
Right.
It's not a reality. Being debt-free, being able to have the money to do what you want isn't a reality for 9-to-5s. It's not a reality for nurses. It's not a reality for teachers. It's not a reality for most doctors, because even though they're making great money, they are tied down by the hour. It's not a reality for a lot of people. And Jodi's right when she says that it's a gift. The timing, the product, the backbone of this company, what it stands for, our mission statement, these people, our hearts that are here right now, this is all a gift. And your job is simply just to honor that gift, honor the gift and share it. Do your job. Your job is honestly just to educate people on our industry and our products. And if you don't know how the heck you're going to do that, you need to go back and watch your training academy and sit down again. What do I want? Why do I want it? And what products do I feel passionate about talking about? And you just run like hell, make it as far as you can before conference, be planting seeds. Like right now is prime soil, seeds all day. Right now I'm making new friends. I'm being intentional about making new friends while I'm out, making new friends on Facebook, getting these conversations started, tying up some ones from last year or from my hundreds list that I've actively have moving and changing. That's another must, guys. If you've been looking at that same damn list since last year or since 2010, some of you old schoolers who've been with us, if you're looking at the same list, if there are the same names on there, it is time to burn that list. It is time to start a whole new list. It's time to grow out of that shell and to find a new network of people. This is networking, not net wishing. So figure out how you can do that and align it with your head and your heart and what feels good to you. and just decide. Run into conference. Whatever happens at conference is going to do this. And all of the work that you've done right now is going to go. And if you go into conference with one person on your team or 10 people on your team or 100 people on your team, if you're excited, if you're leading by example, if you've already gone through and done number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you've got your success formula ready, you know what your massive action plan is, you've already started taking the massive action, you're already learning what you need to learn by doing Go Pro together is an awesome start to the year. Big things are going to happen. We've seen teams double, quadruple, and come out of nowhere, literally from distributor to diamond in less than 30 days right after conference. Boom, just like that, because what they announce is crazy. And I don't know what the heck they have up their sleeve. I have a feeling there's more products coming at us. I have my theories, but I have no freaking idea. I've been trying, not getting anywhere, guys. I just know that it's going to be huge, huge.
I'm so excited. Oh, I can't wait for conference. It's so life-changing, you guys. So life-changing.
It is. If you can get your butts there, it's not too late. Get there. We're going to have so much stuff that you can do as a team, free stuff, right, that you can come and be a part of, and sleep 7 to a room if you have to. My first conference in Florida, we had 3 air mattresses packed into that tiny little hotel room. There was not ground. Like you were stepping on somebody's air mattress to get to the bathroom. Shower schedules were a mess. Some of us didn't even bother to shower because we were just like, gone too far. We lived on Subway. We wrapped for gas the whole way to get there. Literally did not have any money to get back. We had to stop on the East Coast and sell wraps all the way up the East Coast to get back home because there was no gas, there was no money, but we had wraps. And when it was a must, guess who was able to pull it out? Guess who could walk into BP and sell a wrap? But for some reason, when you're sitting in the comfort of your own home, you doubt your ability to do that. That's where that just picture me holding a gun to your head. and you'll get it done.
I love it. I love it. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for feeding into us and getting us pumped up for the new year and for conference. And I just love you and adore you. And I'm so grateful for you. And I still can't get over, and I just am so blessed to have you guiding all of us. And the fact that once upon a time I was 15 levels deep and now I'm right under your wing, and I love it. I love it.
Sister. You're like there. You're on the chart, like bing. I'm like, yep, there's Jodi. What's up? And that's the amazing thing is, business has changed big time, right? Big time over the years. And sometimes those changes, some hurt feelings came with it or some pain. But at the end of the day, every single time I look back, when I get outside of the situation and I get outside of myself, the answer is always very clear. There was a pure purpose for this plan, and there was a lesson to be learned, and nothing good things ever comes from it. So I'm just so excited for this year, and I'm so excited for all of you, and I can't wait to see you at conference. Even if you're not going to conference, we're going to have t-shirts available that'll all be going back to our Feed a Billion Foundation, which thank you guys, and thank you, Jodi, for having that collective party and donating $300 to Feed a Billion. That's our team mission this year, is to raise enough money to feed 100,000 people. So huge, audacious goals. I don't know where the heck that number came from. And I was just sitting at the event, and then I blurted it out, and they looked at me like I had 3 heads, and then started screaming and hugging. And I was like, was that a big deal? Like, that number was just there. And I'm like, okay, I guess it was a big deal. Like, we're really going to, again, have to be intentional about making this goal a reality. But I know with all of us all over the world that it's absolutely going to happen. And we'll get those t-shirts up. If you're going to conference, get into our one crew. Jodi can get you in there. Amber can get you in. And if you need anything, holler at me. I know my Facebook gets a little crazy. If you have Voxer, you can find me on Voxer. Being really intentional about checking it every day. I nosedived. I fell off the face of the earth there for the last couple of weeks of the year just to do some reflecting, and holy crap, I'm having a baby, and first trimester I must eat all the things and cry into my pillow and then feel really great 30 minutes later. It was fun. I didn't feel like I needed to put you guys through that. So I took my time. I'm back. I feel like I'm normal, maybe only slightly crazy. And I'm excited for this year. So I love you guys, and thanks for having me on, Jodi.
It's going to be amazing. And thank you again. Love you.
Love ya. Bye, guys.
Time to get on. Everybody have a good rest of your week. Good night. Sarah, I'm boxing you.
Okay.